Hey, Shapes, welcome back to Piss Pirates. I have a bit of a coof. So hopefully the coof doesn't affect anything. It is what it is. Let's get started with the news. This shit, can't even believe it. Look how much there is. I think that I haven't tallied the total, but like they cut 5 entire pages last episode. Nuts. Let's look at those pages in particular, because it is like significant like chunks of stuff. So the 2 pages were the first 2 pages of 626 with Vanderdecken's like whole his whole thing about why he wants why he cares about Shirahoshi for Neptune and for the giant treasure. It's impenetrable. If you marry Shirahoshi, you go on with the castle whatever you wanted. You're smart, baho. Shirahoshi's a real beauty, and she'll be even better 10 or 20 years from now. But she'll definitely be even huger. Don't call her huge. Call her ample. Anyway, I like big women. When I become her husband, I will finally achieve all the dreams of all the Vanderdeckens who came before me. All right, time to write their invitations for the wedding. You have to propose to her first, Captain Decken. Oh, I don't have any friends. A special treasure box? Oh, I think, I believe the 2 pages are switched. Sorry, this is the... I switched the pages. Whatever. A special treasure box. Aye, Captain. They say it's somewhere in Rigu Castle. It has the power to make anybody age? Yes, it's called the Tamate box. So you could turn a tiny little kid this high into a sexy young woman? I certainly could. Good job. Problem solved. Then I can marry Princess Shirahoshi right away, I think. Go steal the treasure box right now. And so I believe the Tamake box is what they take and they put a bomb in it, and that's what they give to Whole Cake and Big Mom. So that goes to ask, are they going to go into the post-Fishman Island stuff if they're cutting this information? I'm not sure. Or do you really need this Tamate box foreshadowed this early? Is this I'm not sure. And another significant cut from this chapter, like I thought the scene went really, really well, but it is surprising how detailed Oda made the scene in terms of, he sees the blood, realizes she was shot, and then she feels the blood here, and then everyone sees it, and then she collapses. It's like a big deal. But in log, they literally you just hear like the bang. Well, you see the gun and something getting shot, and then she just collapses. So all those panels got taken out. A lot of other panels of obviously reactions and the other Fishmen people, those are natural to get cut in this particular instance. Let's see some of the dialogue boxes that were cut here. A lot of their conversation about Shirahoshi being Poseidon. It's just Otahime talking. Like at the end, you have the brothers say like, "Yes, we'll protect her," but like all these times where they chime in, like if this is her talking on the right, and then they cut the, shut up. I'm the one talking. You don't get. A lot of this like you had to get to a hospital and stuff. Like obviously this is her time. She's going at this point. And this the moments when the 2 princes are like, singing and dancing to try to distract Shirahoshi. All the ports with the guards are like, stop them from doing that, princes, it's so obscene. It's like, okay, it's just in the way. Like we get why they're doing this, and like that's the emotional part of it. Anyway, lots of stuff. A lot of the extra little, again, Oda really likes filling it with dialogue. Yeah, don't let them, like, obviously. Get some water. But this is obviously, like, pretty significant cut, but it's, it's not, like, the most, like, the continuity or anything like that. But then the flashback doesn't really need to happen, especially when it happened, like, 3 minutes ago. A lot of this stuff, again, with, like, the side characters, making it a bigger deal than it, but I like that, Log as well as Fan Letter, which is by the same writer. So the writer who's doing the series composition for Fishman Island Log is the same guy who did Fan Letter. And I think what I really noticed about Fan Letter that I appreciated is how it treats the important characters. I don't want to say the main characters, because obviously this is Straw Hats, but I mean like the characters that matter. Like Oda's like, you know, any named and distinctive design that Oda has, like this is an important character. This is like a named important character. What I liked about one of the things I loved about Fan Letter is that it really treats the characters as legends, like these really untouchable, unapproachable figures, from the perspective of these no-named ensemble characters. Everybody that Fan Letter follows doesn't have a name, very intentionally. So there's a divide in that way. So within reason, of course, like they're not completely cut. You need these fishmen. You need this crowd and all these like, you know, non-named ensemble characters in order to, you know, make it feel weighty. Especially just like, oh, we need the signatures of all 5 million or whatever of these fishmen, whatever. Like, I get having their presence here makes sense. But like panels like this, the signature of Felicity Dragon will make it happen. I'm not sure what to think of that. Like, you don't need that. Don't need it. Don't fucking need it. Queen Obi, you need medical attention. No fucking shit. Like, we don't need it. Like, and that takes up seconds. That takes up time. So I think this entire panel was cut though. A mermaid who, like, they're just reiterating what she said. A mermaid who can communicate with those giant Neptunians, and they're telling us it's Shirahoshi? That's incredible. I always wanted to write it. Like, yeah, you can completely cut that. Easy. Honestly, though, like, yeah, like, it looks like a lot. And I guess aside from these 2 pages, which is pretty significant, because the only other moment with Vanderdecken is the moment when he touches Shirahoshi and tags her. That's it. But then it's just like these 2 pages. But yeah, like, it's not that funny of a gag. Who the fuck are these 2 characters with him? Like, we don't even know who they are. It is just somebody for him to talk to. Fuck him. It just completely doesn't exist. That's fine. I think this was the one cut that I missed, and I don't even know if it's in the anime or not. What am I looking at? This is the document where I am keeping track of everything Fishman Island Log cut from the manga, because it's been cutting a lot, which is obviously, you know, on its face blasphemy for fans. But you got to realize, if they want to condense these chapters into more than one per episode, like the original did, they have to cut stuff. And from my observations, for the most part, it's a lot of the same stuff that Oda really packs his chapters with, just redundant dialogue, like just characters repeating what was said. A lot of not even side characters, ensemble characters, like that don't have names. Like, they're just reactionary crowd people that talk a lot, that cut them out. And a lot of jokes from like certain side characters that don't have as much of an impression. Like, there's a lot of Kami that's cut. There's like a mermaid character called Kami that gets cut a lot of content. Brooke, actually, there's a lot of scenes with Brooke that don't make it in, stuff like that. This looks like the Pepe Sylvia bit from Always. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't have them in order because I'm just trying to condense them into, like, you know, I don't, and it's obviously very hard to quantify these things, because it's like, oh, this panel was cut, but is it like a tiny panel, like, is it a tiny panel like this? Is it a giant panel like this? But what's in the panel? Like, this is just one shot of one character reacting to something, but it takes up this much of a page, right? Like, there's no real way to quantify anything. It's speech bubbles, right? I'm counting how many speech bubbles get cut out. But, like, is the speech, like, one is still counted for, like, one word. I can't fucking, like, hold the thing and, like, drag it around. Fucking, sorry. What is this? Burn tool. Okay, I'm gonna Photoshop. Artboard tool. Is there a hand tool I can use? There's the hand. Okay, I could just do this. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Yeah, like this counts as one speech bubble and this counts as one speech bubble, even though this is one word and this is like more than one word. So there's no real, like, it's not easy to really quantify. Although pages is very significant, obviously. It's like an entire page. Whoa. Anyway, 627 is this entire page. This is the first page of the chapter. And this is just them, like, capturing the assassin or whatever. But I think it really worked in log to cut right to Hody lifting the assassin up. It's like, oh, a human did it. Like, that's very quick and to the point. Makes sense. Again, a lot was cut from this chapter. This little spat between Jinbei and Hody being like, this is reality. No, he's a pirate. It's a fact. Stop, Hody. Like, don't, like, the drama of, like, we shouldn't tell people who shot him. Like, we shouldn't tell them that it was a human. Hide it. Like, Jinbei's telling him, like, it's a human. Don't let them know that, because it's going to affect Otohime's, her dream of trying to reconcile with the humans. It's like, it's too cruel or whatever. But then, right, all this guy has to say is too cruel. But you can go, there's no justice in this world. It's too cruel. It's just too cruel. You can just go, it's too cruel. Like, easy. This little side bit with Kami, just like being like, oh, that's that's royalty. Just like panicking about that. That joke is pretty much cut. I'm sorry that took so long. Him giving us the backstory. He apologizes for it. A lot of this extra bit of Frankie reacting to Jinbei's like, the scene was great. This scene, like, after he finishes the backstory and like he tries to apologize to Nami and she's like, you don't need to apologize. I hate Arlong. That's it. Like this part right here, I love this scene so fucking much. But you don't need Sanji interjecting, being like, I met some great people because of that. You mean me, Nami? Like, it's funny. I love Sanji. But like, this scene is so emotional and like fantastic. That is perfectly fine cut. Honestly, kind of an improvement in my opinion. But then like this joke with Luffy having fallen asleep. The funny thing with Luffy is that like I think pretty much all the backstories. There is one exception with Odin. He does learn Odin's backstory from Kinemon's perspective, but it's not the one we get. But for the most part, Luffy pretty much tunes out every sad emotional backstory. In this instance, he was just kind of sitting there, and it turned out he was sleeping. So all of this being like, huh? And then he's like, oh, so what happened to the robber the queen caught? That was the first scene! You slept through the whole thing? Like, that's funny. But that's cut as well. Chopper and Kami also get cut, but they just go like from Jinbei's scene right to, oh, you're Shirahoshi, and then like Nami and Shirahoshi bonding. Like, that was great. I like that they kept, obviously, it was great that they kept that, obviously. Yeah. I think they were all sensible cuts. There wasn't anything like, gee, I missed that. Obviously, I like the, showing that Luffy didn't listen to that backstory. I like that, of course. But it's a fair cut. Totally fine. The 628. Holy crap, they sped run this. They blitzed through this thing. 2 pages and a lot of panels. So the 2 pages they did, I don't know what order these came in. I think this is an early page where, they're going to like, step on the queen's picture. But again, it's all non-named characters that don't matter. Literally, yeah, it's totally fine. You cut, like, it's good scene. It matters, but like, you can cut it easy. And then this whole scene gets cut actually, because I mean, Brook, Zoro, and Usopp actually have banter in the next chapter too. So this is just more banter, and it was probably just that like it was clunky in the anime, and they obviously the anime made it a whole fucking thing. They actually took like multiple extra minutes to like detail this Brook backstory that he says, There's like the Fishman acted when I moved, and like he runs around and then he gets knocked out later. If you just kept pretending you'd be free, he goes, right now, yeah, help, they'll kill me. It's funny. It's a good scene. I love Straw Hat banter a lot, but it's like, I think in the context of the episode where it's just Hody making the, like, I have the Straw Hats, this is what we're doing, I'm gonna kill this king in 3 hours, I have the hit list, and like like very, just basically doesn't get interrupted pretty much the whole time, I thought was really smart. Although this is a really funny joke from Usopp pretending to be Robin. Very, very funny. But yeah, like the majority that gets cut is just kind of redundant information and a bunch of reactions from the Fishmen that we don't know any names of. It doesn't matter. Literally, like, whatever. Anytime they talk, they basically, you don't hear any of them. The signatures are more than half. So many fools who want to be friendly with the humans. Like, yeah, obviously, we know what they are at this point in the story. Why can't you understand? Like, you know, a lot of like just flowery kind of circumstantial dressing, really. He does. Jinbei tells him to wait here, but he also tells Shirahoshi to wait. So I think it flowed well enough. Again, they cut this panel of Kami. They didn't cut this shot itself, but they cut all this. By the time the king has been executed, the rooms will fill with water. Your humans are furious, fit to be drowned. We know what that means. we can understand context clues. We don't need to hear that. And then Chopper's reaction to them being kidnapped. Like, okay. Also, this little bit with this is just funny with you know, Nami admitting to it, and then Jinbei's like, "You did what?" This was weird. I don't know why they even put this here. I've heard of this power of mine, but I've never spoken to any of these Neptunians. I'm not even sure it really exists. Yeah, no, don't. I'm perfectly fine with them cutting that. Like, no, we saw it happen. Everyone believes it, and it's important. It's an important point of your entire character. Like, don't be like, ooh, maybe it's not real. Okay, no. No. This joke here, because we're human, this get complicated when you two say that. Like, yeah, Robot and Tamikida. Anyway, that's pretty much everything that was cut. It looks like a lot, but once again, there wasn't anything like, whoa, I'm kind of shook that they cut that scene. Whoa. But it is gonna get pretty freaking nuts from here on out, because they have to go pretty fast. They have, let's go to the stats. They're going to be doing 629, starting from 629 this episode. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes to do 629 to 639. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I don't know why I have 639 there. But you can see in the corner here, the manga's to 654. That's the official end of Fishman Island. Now there's a lot of post Fishman Island arc where like they're still on the island, but they're kind of resolving some stuff, and they're teasing some stuff for the next arc. The glue in between arcs is something Oda does all the time. I'm not sure how much they're going to cover in log with that. Maybe they'll end with the end of the conflict, which is Luffy asking Jinbei to join his crew. But I obviously think they're going to make it to the end of Fishman Island, because they do tease in the ED of the pinky promise that Shirahoshi gives with Luffy, which is such a big moment. It's really critical. That's like that's the best ending point of the arc, in my opinion. There's another chapter after that where they're like, you know, getting out and go back to get into the service, and then they're officially in the New World. But that's all like an extra kind of adventure. I honestly think they could end it on Pinky Promise and that's it. But that's like 653. So they have 39, 49, 50, 51, 52. They have like 24 chapters to do in 7 episodes. That's more than 3 chapters per episode. Like they can do 3 per. They have to do 3 per. They can't do 2 per anymore. They can't be that slow in order to do that many. And it's at least 2 points. So 1 or 2 points, they have to do 4 chapters, which I have not seen them do yet. They've done 3 times now, but we've not seen them do 4. That is a lot. Now, and again, I do think it's still possible because of some, like, the way the action plays out, and the way the order of events happens in the climax. It's a little clunky, to be honest with you. I think it'll be very interesting to see how they streamline it. This last stretch is definitely going to be the make or break kind of the whole project. So I was drinking. Where it's like, is this worth it? Is this worth watching? In my opinion, like, besides the presentation, which is obviously better, way better. It's just a matter of that, of how the adaptation goes. Now we're pissing. Okay. So here's the next episode preview. This is what we're gonna watch tonight. So you already got Neptune in the thing, in the area, which the first time you see that is 6:30. So they're doing at least 2 chapters, 3 chapters. So here you go, like there you. That's the the first time you see the big thing, the set piece basically. This is where the showdown happens. This happens in the 3rd chapter, so they're doing at least 3 chapters. We're almost positive. Yep, there's the whole thing. Jinbei Luffy fight. Kaizukori, Orewa Naru. Yeah, like, and Hody right there. Yeah. This part with Vanderdecken, I'd like to double check where that is. Yeah, right here. This is in the 3rd chapter as well. So yeah, they're definitely doing 3 this time. And I think this will be easy because the majority of the 2nd chapter is really just running through his subordinates, and a lot of them are just fighting peons, like a bunch of like goons or whatever. So honestly, like you can cut a lot of this dialogue, and a lot of this is like big action set piece. It's very easy to go through quick. So I really don't have any concerns about what they're how will they possibly get through this much. I think it'll be fine. I wanted to mention, I don't know if I can really show this. I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's at the top here. Perfect. So at the top you can see here, I just wanted to give general things about the project itself. So every episode I'm trying to synchronize log, so I have to cut it up like this, like every single shot, cut it up, and then place it, and with the right timing so the animation matches. Do that for the entire episode, and I've done that for every episode from, what was the first one, 516 I think. I've done that for every episode from 517 up to 528. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done 11 11 episodes, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13. I have 13, and it's going to be another 3 once I get the footage for this episode. I have done a couple others, so it's more than 11. I've done 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, no, 18, because 542 doesn't exist. So 18, I think. Yeah. I've done 18 out of however many episodes. Out of 34 out of the ones I can do with the footage that's out there. I have 19 out of 34, so about halfway. Doing all right. I'd like to do more progress, but it takes a while. I just watch anime, including I don't know why I'm stalling. I didn't need to stall. Let's get into the. Let me do the. Here's the 3 episodes that we got. I haven't obviously got the footage yet, but you see there's a fair amount of chunk that One Piece cuts out, because these green here is anime original at the bottom. It first goes for a 2-minute anime original sequence where it's them talking some more about them being in, again, it's the Straw Hats. They can goof around a lot. But like One Piece completely cuts this, so I am under the I didn't do the close comparison myself, but I'm in the presumption that means that it's not in the manga, so it's anime original, which is an indication that Log is not going to include it. But then yeah, it's Brooke kind of like hyping up that I have a new ability. Woo! Oh no! Whoa! And he's like, how'd you do that? Well, and now you have this whole chunk, which is another minute or so of Brooke just being like, yeah, I was minding my own business, thinking, and it's like, whoa, what am I doing? Oh, please God, and yeah, suddenly he has that ability. Whoa, crazy! I want to tally, like, I want to get an amount for One Piece for how much footage they take basically from this episode. Collectively, the footage from One Piece is only 10.5 minutes. 10 minutes, 22 seconds. Okay. So they definitely have to cut a lot more, but that's still not a whole lot. That's good. They keep going a little bit, and then there's another anime original scene here. This is after Sanji interrupts the fight, and Robin shows up. This is an entire 2-minute sequence. First scene of Dosun encountering the brothers. They have a bit of a fight. Cool, who gives a shit? And then more of the guards and townspeople talking, because who cares? Yeah, very easy to cut. It's not the most riveting anime original content. I love anime original content, but it can be good and it can be not so good. It can be just like, you really didn't know what to put there, huh? Then there's another 50-second sequence. I put this in yellow because it technically happens, but it's just drawn out, of course, as One Piece does. So Brooke is going off to find the key, and he knows, find some help. And he knows, what's his name? Starfish Guy. Starfish Guy can help him. So it's a long sequence of Starfish Guy getting kind of like scared and spooked, and is like, whoa, what's going on? And look at the bunch of drags it out. It's like, whoa, obviously. Very funny. And then another 18-second chunk that One Piece cut, which is just, them laid out flat. Like, yep, that sure happened. Very significant. And then another kind of major chunk, like some more recap from like earlier in the arc, and then a combination of elaboration and recap here. He's really dramatic here. Actually, it's like, look, I know you care about, I know you protected our captain and stuff, and they flash back to Marine Ford. and Post-Marine Ford. Should probably just right here is and I just hit more talking some more. Sure, it's good in the moment, but it's fine. Alrighty, now 550. Oh, I'm sorry. And the episode for that ends with them still having a. So One Piece obviously keeps this, so that it's the old One Piece going sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think it worked that time, but that's okay. We love you anyway. 36-second of so the way the original paces this out with kind of a rhythmic way, because the chapter is very rhythmic in the way that it goes through each minion, and it's the same kind of story, so it's emphasize that repetition. So obviously this is some drawn out stuff of establishment, but then they go basically some establishing thing of the minion, which minion are we doing, and then it shows a map, and then it's the guy again, and every single scene is the same. The guy, the minion, whoever it is wrecking shit. The only people who are reacting to this are peons. Who cares? And they're wrecking shit. How you get a sense of what their powers are. It's like, yeah, okay. But then, okay, so then it cuts to. But then here's the thing, right? So they'll turn out that these minions are not very strong. They're not as intimidating. But when they take the pills, oh, watch out, right? So then again, yeah, establishing map, and it's this guy. The reason I'm going through this kind of painstaking is to really show that this can be condensed very easily, very fucking easily. I'm excited to know exactly how. I want to see how they'll do it, but I fully anticipate this going very quickly. Again, because it's just kind of it's not with characters we care about, Yep, and then he gets the pills, and oh, watch out, he's strong now. Yep. And even this guy, who is this guy here, he is actually strong, actually pretty dangerous conventionally, older than these other guys, and he stands out because he's older and kind of from a stronger generation, and they're like, why are you helping them? He says, because I'm getting paid. And he Arlong wouldn't pay enough or whatever, but his weak thing is that he gets drunk very easily, so he doesn't take shit very seriously, so it's just kind of just he's kind of whatever, so you have this issue. But then he takes the drug, and oh, watch out, he's crazy. Oh no, he's wacky dacky. It sounds like I'm taking it not that seriously, as if I don't think this is a good arc. I do think this is a very good arc. I just understand what Oda was doing in this particular instance, because these characters kind of support Hody in the sense that he thinks he's the next Arlong, and he's nothing like Arlong. He's worse. He's worse than Arlong. He is more evil than Arlong, and he's also just worse, strong wise, or competence wise. He has very school shooter energy, and his likability is something that I think a lot of fans take umbrage with. He's not a very interesting, likable character, and neither are his goons that much, or they're very kind of forgettable. So a lot of people kind of look down on them, and I think that all was very intentional. I think. Could it have been better? Yeah, I think so. But his idea with them, I think, is supposed to be not very appealing as intentional. and intentionally not very appealing, I guess is what I should say. But that's not to say that swings or misses. It could still be kind of like a moment to moment cool thing. It could have some fan art, whatever. Like no one makes fan art or is looking forward to these characters or whatever. But like that's not a huge deal in my opinion. I like this octopus guy, honestly. I like that he's kind of based on what seems like a very distinct TV like J drama like a period, not a period thing, but like one of those cop dramas. I don't know, he just reminds me that it looks like he was designed after a very particular actor or a particular series or something, and his design's very interesting, and I like how strong he appears to be, and has this like he has a character to him, and I like this guy's design a lot, and like his powers and shit. Other than that, it's like, yeah, okay. But again, like this is all drawn out. This yellow bit here is all drawn out with them fighting, and it's like it's just peons. Like, we've never needed this sort of build up for an antagonist. For we didn't need this for Arlong Park, for example, right? So I'm honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of blow through this, to be honest. Or I don't know how much. Maybe they'll cut some stuff. We'll see. I don't think they'll cut a bunch, but we'll see. This is all anime original, just to show that like the establishment of Hody, Hody's relationship with the drugs, and this is another way of kind of loserifying Hody, because he has to take, he's kind of pathetic taking these drugs. And the thing also that kind of makes him confusing is that he's actually a very young character. He's a lot younger than he looks. He looks older than Arlong, right? Or even maybe about as old. It's because of the drugs. The idea, I think, being that like, the next generation, with Fish or Tiger, right, or with Otohime, they're trying their best for the sake of the next generation, for the kids, for people like Hody. Hody was about that age, or but was getting, because of these drugs, he gets older, and you know that because at the end of obviously when he takes a bunch of these drugs, he just like his hair turns white and everything, and he looks even older, but of course stronger, very threatening. But then the crash out with the drugs is he becomes very like a decrepit old man, and so do his goons. They all become like very decrepit, and that's their comeuppance, and that's the side effect of the drug. And so they don't get to be a part of the next generation. They don't get to be a part of the youth. They sacrificed that for the sake of shortcuts and strength. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could be wrong about this. What we were reading about earlier with the Tamate box, they were saying that like, it turns whoever it is older. That the pills may have come from the Tamate box. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. Maybe there's a theory or something about it. I could be misremembering that. But it might be that the Tamate box was what had the pills, and they make the pills that make you old. I forget the thing that makes you old joke. I forget what that's from. It may have been an inside joke with my friends or something. I don't remember. But yeah, like this is all anime original with like, actually, so there's two scenes. So there's Hody here, and then this is just to cut back to Luffy and Jinbei just arguing more, but this is not in the manga, and I just think it goes in circles. It's just them going yeah, it's like, yep, they're still doing that. Meanwhile, just to give them something, I guess. A little elongated scene. The polar bear, I guess. And then some more elongation and original stuff. Elongation here. One Piece loves to get rid of this red outline for some reason. They cut very specifically around this. I don't know why, but it's true. I will be interested to see if they cut this in log, because in the manga, it's very deliberate that you don't see his form until this right here. So I'll take the timeline off. This 2-page spread at the top here. That's the first time you see Hody with the white and his official great white shark fishman or whatever. Because otherwise, yeah, he pangs and it hurts to breathe, and he's like, and like, oh, what happened? And everyone has like these. The first time I've seen the sea beast this terrified, right? It's like a build up to the next chapter, and it's the reveal. But you don't necessarily get that in the anime here. You actually do get to see the transformation. I'll be curious to see if Log cuts this bit. I bet they will. Honestly, what I could see happening is they cut it and they do the halfway. They do the next step. They do the eye catch at the end of this scene, at the end of this episode, effectively, and then they take all of 551 to do the next half. Because this is like where the stuff actually happens. Like it really cuts away to that area. I think you could. That would be my guess. But yeah, it's more like elaboration on Hody, and they use the end of the episode to reveal Hody as like this is his new form type of deal. So I think it works for the sake of the end of the episode here, but it not being in the manga and this is not going to be the end of the end of the Log episode, it would make sense to just not even have any of this bit here. It's like, oh no, Hody's fucking crazy and strong. Oh no, and yeah, like it works. I think in the context of this episode structure, but I don't think they'll need to do it. And then 551. There's obviously the beginning stretches with stuff a little more reestablishing what just happened last episode. More reestablished, more drawn out stuff. One Piece is trying to keep it so you don't see Hody until when the manga shows you him. But this will probably all get like, it will probably just cut right to the fucking right to here or whatever. I don't know. There's Madame Charlie. It'll probably it'll go right from like the scare with Hody to the arc, probably like the end of the eye catch, and then cut to here with the Vanderdecken scene, which we know happens at least a little bit because they have this bit. Hold on. This bit. We did see this in the next episode preview, so at least that's in there. But with all these cutaways to Shirahoshi and everything, how much is that going to get? How much are we going to get of that? I don't know. And he's crazy. I'm crazy. All right, now we have an entire anime original scene here. That is 2.5 minutes, fairly substantial. Which is just build up for Hody to arrive at the area, and I guess he's going to interact with these guards. And he's like, oh no, who cares, right? Yeah, it's showing how crazy the sea beasts are, I guess. More sea beasts. And everybody's arriving. But yeah, I think it's totally fair to like cut to like go from Vanderdecken to here, and it'll be totally fine. Yeah, so this is in the next episode preview, so we'll get this in 551. This is sorry, I didn't even, God, I always do this, sorry. So we're here now, so there's chunk, and then all of this, and original. And then there's an elongation, according to One Piece at least. Just prepping for, that they're heading out. What they're gonna do. Saying goodbye to the grave is cute. That's a good moment, but it doesn't need to happen. And One Piece has all of what there is. We'll see how they truncate it. More so the princes show up. Let's see. There they are. Yep. So then this is elaboration with them kind of ganging up on them a little bit, eyeing them up, but nothing actually happens. So this little chunk here is 18 seconds, not much. Yeah. They continue their little spurts with each other. That's a cool shot, even though it's a still. That's okay. This little chunk right here is just probably another 10 seconds. 7 seconds, it's nothing. But it's just, dramatic of, I guess some dialogue here that is original, maybe. Yep, and then they go on, and it turns out the princes are defeated, of course, off-screen. This little bit, I suppose, is original, but it's a good way to end it, I think. Or that shot's a good way to end it too. That's how One Piece does it, so we'll see if Log copies it. In matching a lot of the footage, One Piece does call a lot of similar ideas and cuts that Fishman and Log does. But of course, Log is even more merciless in terms of like straight up cutting stuff that's canon as well, which is always fascinating. Okay, I think we should get it. Get it. I want it, I need it. Don't make me feel heated. Oh, there it is. Let's go. All right. I want it, I need it. To make me feel heated. Baby, come break it. Just break it. Go down, won't say bitch. Let me get the. So let's get the chapter ready. Ooh, manga, what are you doing? Go. And I'll do the single page right after I scroll up. Okay, here we are. We're ready, Freddy? Okay. We're gonna go on go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you for not working it up. Ah, yes, the VTuber OP. They're just too intense in the mix, and then the music cuts out completely for bits, and it's like, what? It's weird. That just sounded like an alarm clock. I hope this has been successful for Toei and they keep doing these ultimately. But it's just rough. It's been rough not having weekly One Piece, man. New episodes. We're living though. That's right. They cut the panel of Nami. They cut the panel of Sanji and Chopper. They're cutting everyone's reactions. That's so funny. Very fair. Oh, there it is. The one that matters. the one reaction that matters besides Luffy. You know, like over here with Chopper. Darejakt, okay. Yeah. Cross counter. I love that redraw. Holy shit, that redraw is so good. They cut a bunch of Hachi and they cut all of Hachi right now. Yeah, they cut a whole thing with Hachi just now. Like, not a whole page, but like a lot. Oh, they cut a fair deal of dialogue just now. Okay, they're going back to... Hold on, we're going to go back to... They're doing out of order right now. A little bit, at least. Or they probably did the order that the anime did, because the scene with the guy, the little midget guy, happened at a different time. They cut the explanation of him becoming a ghost, and he's like, guess what I did first with it? Ghost away. Boy, you can't see anything. It's great. Alright, that's one chapter done. Okay, they got to this guy. They just cut all of Dosun here. I don't know if they're gonna go back or not. I don't know if they're gonna come back or not. Oh goodness. Yeah, they're here now. Okay. I don't know if they're gonna go back or not. Okay, we're back. So this is the previous chapter that they skipped this part here. This whole page. It's 2 pages worth. Yep, those 2 pages are good. Now we're back to Dosun. No cute repetition, shot, cutaway things at the map and shit. Which I think this is great for momentum, honestly. I think this part's great in terms of what they're doing here, adapting it like this. Yeah, so they kept this whole gag with him. Yep. There we go. That was easy. That was so quick. Ah, they actually cut right to that's crazy. This whole page I think they skipped the whole page. They cut the whole anime original thing of him putting up a fight at first. The map with everybody. Oh yeah, we were here already. We got this. Now we're here. That's funny. I like that they kept the jokes. Honestly, it's really snappy. Honestly, I think they did a really great job with that. Because I think when it's bloated, you don't care, and you just want to get to it. But when it's not, when it doesn't take up too much time, it's like, oh, that's cute, that's fun, and you kind of get more of the. It just feels really nicely balanced. See, they cut this entire page. They actually cut like a lot from this guy, but just they kept the one joke that's kind of memorable about him. So let's see what they do with Hody here with his revealing part. Let's see what they show. There, yeah, it takes years off your life. See, they cut the little bit. We tried to stop him. We really did. Like, a lot of secondary bubbles get cut. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. So they do show his hair turning white. But how much more are they going to show? Ooh, I think they're going to do all of it. Oh, look at that. Pretty much. They actually cut a lot of the reactions of like the bear and everything, but they just kind of show him. That's an interesting choice. But I was correct in my prediction. Very happy to see that. And I was correct. Yeah, let's go. And that's about the 15-minute mark, yeah. Oh, interesting. This is anime original expanded. This is expanded content, but they are including it here. Cool. They just cut a whole big panel of all of his soldiers saying some shit. I like that they added the action lines at least. It's a little better, a little improvement over that shot. I really like that they gave the time and space for this moment. Oh wow, and they cut it off there. Very accurate to the manga, actually. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so now to see what they do next. Let's see what they do next. So this chapter, you know, is the revelation that Hody is the one that killed Otohime. And she's like, I knew that. So good. And then you have, what do you mean you knew? It's like, oh my god, she's the best character ever. Holy shit. And he's like, they're gonna kill him. Oh my god. And she's, you know, it's like, please save my dad. And he's like, oh fuck. Good shit. So then, and then the end of the chapter is the rest of the Straw Hats show up, it's like you can decide that for yourselves. Now that's just 2 chapters. They can't go that slow. That itself would be a great episode, like those 2 chapters together. I don't know if they're gonna do that, unless they do fucking 4 multiple times, like more than that. I think they're gonna do those 2. It's gonna be the next step. It's gonna be halfway point, and then they're gonna go the beginning of this chapter, which is 634, and they're gonna, after the eye catch. Well, let's see let's see. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. They did not. So that entire episode preview, I'm pretty sure it's just the 2 chapters. Oh my gosh. I'm almost positive it's just these 2 chapters. Oh my goodness. No way. Because there's the Vander. Let's see if if there's a Vanderdecken scene in 634. Because this is with all the Straw Hats and everything. Yeah, I don't see any way. I don't see any way that they hid everything that from 634 without showing any Straw Hats. That next episode preview didn't have any fucking Straw Hats. Yeah, you don't see any Straw Hats that entire episode preview. I really think they're going to do fucking 2 chapters next episode. That is bonkers. That is so nuts. Because they're going to go, they have to do 4 chapters multiple times to finish. What the hell are they going to do? Oh my gosh. This is bananas. Bananas. I'm almost positive they're gonna end it on you can decide that for yourselves. I really think that's where they're gonna end it. I still think that the tactic would be do the 2 chapters there and then try to hit this 3rd one in the second half of the episode. And then you can have like the it's showtime, like it's because it's like it's more it so the scene so 634 is comprised of a flashback or like a earlier in the earlier on is Luffy and Jinbei kind of hashing shit out of like what the plan is, and then it's reacting to the Straw Hats showing up. A little bit of they're talking with Shirahoshi, their banter with Hody, and then he's gonna send 10,000 Fishman against him, and then he uses Conquerors to wipe half the army out, and then he's like, nope, we're just gonna go, and then he's like, and then everyone goes. Like, I feel like 630, like those 3 chapters would make sense. I feel like that's what they will do. But that next episode preview genuinely didn't have anything besides those 2, like any content besides I don't think. Because I mean, look again. Because I don't think there's any way you can do 634 and not show any content from 634 and not show the Straw Hats. Maybe this moment where Hody attacks the princes or like the like right there, but I'm pretty sure this happens in 633 because he obviously attacks Okay, so I knew they were all bloodied up. They're all chained up. Then he hits Madame Charlie. He hits King Neptune over here. I should be at a different screen. Sorry, missing. He's at a different screen over here, I believe. Oh, here it is. No, right here. Shark arrows. Yeah. Where he just attacks everybody chained up. Right there. So this happens in 633 as well. Yep, again, Vanderdecken in the 3 chapters, the only scene he's in is at the end of 632. This part with the guys cheering. This right here. I don't know where that could be from, but I want to say when in these 2 chapters it really feels that Hody has the upper hand, so it would make sense that it's from that. And also just the title, Luffy begins his attack. I just think it is still possible. That does kind of leave it open, but it also when he says begins his attack, it really is that, like, you know, save me, and he fucking kicks his ass like right there immediately. It's so sick. This whole scene's great. Yeah, I really think I have a really strong feeling it's just going to be 2 chapters, but that's bananas. So let's do that. It might just be 552 and 553 with the red being no. I think it's going to be 632 and 633, which is just, it's a plus. Just 2 chapters. Which would leave 34 to 54, exactly 20 chapters. Yeah. 34, 55. About 20 chapters, 21 chapters, in 5 episodes. That's 7. Yeah. That's 4 and 3. Yeah, there could be a 5 in there. I don't even know. I don't know what you would do there. Jeez, man, that's gonna be nuts. Fun times. Can't wait. Love this. This is very fascinating. I just the unexpectedness of it all is so exciting. Okay, I think that'll do it for this installment. Thank you guys very much for watching. You guys are great. Oh, it's Apple Ape Man. I didn't even see your. I feel like 21 episodes is too short. Fishman should have been longer. Right. That's what's so weird about it. 21 is just a strange number. It's just an odd. It's just an odd number. It just feels like they knew it was going to be this, like, how many can you do it in? And he's like, I can do it in 21. It feels very deliberate. It feels very like they could have made it any number of episodes. They could have made it 24. They could have made it 26. They could have made it 28. They could have made it any number of episodes, and they specifically chose 21. It feels like they specifically chose 21. I'm very curious. Should it have been longer? I don't know yet. Because frankly, I think this is going to be to their benefit, because when I keep looking at it, it is shocking how bloated this last act is. You know, if you think of Fishman as a story, it's 3-act structure. The second act is like the flashback and everything, and then the third act is all the climactic parts where they're in this the big stadium area and Noah's happening and all that. Oda has been notoriously I would say starting with this arc actually, notoriously clumsy, I guess. I don't know what the best word for it is. These third acts are always very bulky. How necessary is that? I don't know. They honestly they mostly go a lot longer than I think they should, with one too many twists, or just like I gotta get a fight for everybody. And it works well in some arcs and not in others. I think it works perfect in Wano. I think Wano really earns that one night romp and war, because there's so many interesting characters and like named characters in that one. Does Dressrosa need to be that long? I don't know. Does Punk Hazards need to be that long? I don't even remember the extent of it. But like looking through Fishman, it's just like, wow, this feels like it just keeps fucking going, man. So I will be very excited and curious to see how they truncate this, because I think they really have to. But even these three that they just did just now felt great. Once again, it just felt like it didn't feel like there was, ooh, you went too fast there or whatever. Didn't feel anything weird about that at all. And now it looks like they're going to do 2 again, which is great, because this is like the best part of the fucking arc in my opinion. Like this like climactic part where Shirahoshi proves herself to be like the strongest person on the island, period. Emotionally, of course, but like just incredible character. I love her so much. To give her that space in that moment, and then to give it like now save me, save my father, just like say, Luffy saved my father. Boom, and it's like it's so good. It's kind of a Tarde Maeda type of deal. It's phenomenal. Anyway, all right, we're good seeing you guys. Good peace.